Good morning, traders. Hope you're all doing fantastic. Had a great week so far, great weekend. My Wi-Fi is back on, so very happy for that. So I can start looking at some charts and really properly trade and focus. Yesterday I had to go to a coffee shop to do some work things as well, and I just couldn't really focus on trading, and it was just a bit a bit difficult. So I want to just show a few things. This break of structure towards the upside for me is a significant break. Um, and I'm going to show you why, primarily because this tap was in the 50% region of this range towards the downside. It came up, it tapped into the 50% of the discount. Now, for me, the structure is beginning to shift because we are now breaking above the reaction of the 50% deeper into discount. So this tells me that price is now properly, well, what I'm looking out for is to see a pullback into some discount and then a continuation higher towards these equal highs that we have up here. Sorry about that. So there's a few things now that I'm looking at. I forgot to say hello to the YouTube crowd as well, because remembering this video is going on to YouTube as well. So this is currently what I have on my charts. I'm looking at these relative equal highs as a great pool on liquidity for price to reach into. Looking at where we're currently we are quite extended at a great trading range yesterday. So I didn't really look at a lot of trading yesterday, just noticing that we kind of traded below this low into the imbalance over here. We had a break in structure and then a pullback towards this 15-minute order block over there. Somewhere in the wick, we tapped it and then we saw the push going higher towards the upside. So now we're quite far up. So potentially you could take some sells, taking a retracement, or just wait for a continuation long setup. Because I do believe the trend is now shifting towards the upside. We're breaking structure. We're respecting the down closing candles. What do I mean by the down closing candles? We're respecting this candle. We didn't go below it. We respected this down closing candle. We didn't go below it. So the evidence are there that we are respecting the down closing candles. We're making higher lows and higher highs. This leads us to believe that price is bullish and that we could be looking for longs. Now that we have a bias in mind, just to show you as well from the daily point of view, we created this swing point. I do believe we have now this imbalance left on the daily, and I think we'll be reaching for that imbalance. So my anticipation is for price to reach into this area and then maybe even beyond towards the liquidity above those highs as well. But here we have the imbalance, and there we have those relative equal highs as well. Right there. So longs for me is what I'm looking for, but I would love to first see a pullback and then a continuation, but you don't always get that pullback, so it might be a more complex trading day. So just on the 1 hour, there we have that imbalance. We have those equal highs marked out right there. You can see it like that. So for me, the idea would be to take a long, but just knowing where to take a long, that is the question. Because now I first need to identify when this range, the swing point is ending, and then I can look for a retracement and then a continuation higher. So that's the one side of things. Now, usually you would want to see the retracement already happened just before London sessions. You would want to see price somewhere around here, not all the way towards top. So this I've found in my testing to be creating difficulty. Then often you would not see a deep retracement, because if you look at it like this is your swing high, this is swing low, price trades lower. Now we're approaching discount, and then we maybe have some structure to the left that we can sweep and go higher. This happening at the session opening. So that's kind of how I'm framing it, to see if it happens around the session opening. But if we're not seeing that, I mean, just see price going higher, then I'm just looking at the most recent lows. We'll keep this imbalance level marked, but we're not going to pay too much attention. But I'm just going to look at the most recent structural low. So we have this perhaps interesting point and this point. So those are the 2 points in terms of liquidity that we could be sweeping before going higher. So that's the one side. The other side is if the other rule, not rule, other scenario is if we're extended like this, we could make a small pullback like this black candle and then go up higher, sweep something to the left, maybe this high and another high to the left, and then see the deeper pullback into the discount, into the 50%, where you will then be looking to take the longs. I hope that makes sense. So we're seeing price just pushing up higher. We can note to the left, we could see just price running for these equal highs without giving us a proper entry. But we'll have a look now on the 15-minute. First, I'm just going to see on the left, we're currently in this imbalance, but it's not something significant. So this high is still for me is a liquidity high that I would be looking for price to reach into this high, take the liquidity above that high, and then we had the dump towards the downside, really went down. So now, in terms of, remember, our swing points, so this is what we have to work with now. So now we can either see price go lower, sweep them, and then go up higher, or we could see price just going up higher, making a sweep and then going lower. Or the third and the most exciting option is just to see price going sideways. That's always the funnest to see. But let's hope that situation does not happen today. If we do get a pullback, if price now starts to descend and go down lower, then we can place our tool on it. We can look at the swing high and the swing low. And we can anticipate or want to see price go below the 50%. So then you could potentially take some shorts. So there's definitely shorting opportunities in here. If we can get a nice break of structure, get some clean pushes away, a clean leg out, nice displacement, then we'll be looking to see if we can then take the trade towards the downside. So if a few things that still needs to happen before we get anything significant. We might see this as a sweep, but we need to see that push down. We need to see that structure break. We need to see price really showing intent to go lower, because currently it's still bullish on all time frames. It's bullish. So we need to see conviction of sellers or lower pricing or whatever you want to call it, by selling pressure, sell side liquidity. I don't know. Just we want to see price go lower. That's the moral of the story. This is a interesting low that we could be taking out. Could take out first. Obviously these lows first, and then maybe. So currently I have no clear idea on what to trade or what to do. For me, currently, if I take something, it would be a bit of a gamble, just because I'm not seeing exactly what I want to see before taking a trade. So then I just need to be patient. I need to wait. I need to sit on my hands and give it a rest, and then just see what price provides, and then we can just mark this up as sell side liquidity, just for charting purposes and for us to be familiar with what's happening. So these are nice lows to target, potentially for price to take them out before going higher. So when we're bullish, price will first sweep the sell side liquidity before going higher. Here we have sell side liquidity, and then we have, just marking out on this time frame, the imbalance there as well, which price could also tap into. Yeah, so that is more or less it, guys. I think this is what I'm gonna stop at on GU. 15-minute time frame. Could see some longs, so potential longs from this area, but definitely I'm gonna be looking for 1 minute confirmation at least. I'm not taking any aggressive trades. Trying to do to do it less, even though I still sometimes get tempted to take those aggressive entries, and then sometimes I win and other times I do not win. Yeah, it's a interesting story. But actually on the 15-minute we can see there's some really nice setups forming here. You can see how price really nicely tapped into, just tapped that imbalance, swept this low. So remember, if you remember this and you apply this to your trading, it will completely increase your trading strike rate, your mental game, your trading performance. If you're long, you first look for the sell side liquidity to be swept before going higher. That's all. We're long biased, we're breaking structure. We want to first see the lows getting swept and then go higher. So potentially you could have taken an entry here because we had some lows there. That's price went straight below. See price going higher, but we didn't break. That's fine because we still have lows that's unswept. And you see that happening, and then price goes up and really booms. So continuations, let's see what happens today. Should we look at Aussie dollar? Maybe just quickly. A quick look-see. Maybe on the daily. So where could we be trading to on the daily? Well, this high is saying, hey, come fetch me. So this high is definitely a place that I think we could be reaching for next. Then on the lower time frames, it's pushing. So we need a pullback. We need a low to be swept before going higher. We have a low over here. We have lows over here. So I'm not sure if AU behaves the same. I might be completely wrong, but how I would approach GU is something like this or this. So that's typically how I would approach it if I use the same approach that I use for GU. So yeah, I think going long is just a matter of getting a pullback and then getting in, or if you're 1 minute master, you could potentially get a trade somewhere around here and still have a smashing trade. But that's up to you. Okay, that is it from my side. Hope you all enjoyed it. You must all have a great day. Enjoy it, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Have a nice one. Bye.